Hey, welcome back everybody. This is CJ's DIY channel. And first I want to apologize for not being able to get some videos out recently. I've got several projects that I'd like to do, and I've got several things that's popped up, and I haven't been able to get to those projects between the weather and work and a few other things. So just wanted to apologize for that. What I'm going to do today, I noticed the other day I was losing quite a bit of water out of my pool, and so I got to looking around and noticed that the sand filter, it's about 7 years old, is leaking out of the bottom of it. So it has a crack in it. So I'm gonna be unhooking that today and taking all the sand out of it. And I'm going to weld up the crack. I've got a plastic welding kit that I've gotten from Harbor Freight, and I'm going to I've used it before on several other things. It actually works pretty good. So I'm gonna try that and see how that works. Hopefully that'll save me from having to buy a new sand filter. Well, I got this turned upside down and inspected it, and I mean, oddly enough, it looks like it's actually right here. This looks like there's a split right here, which you would think would be the strongest part of the canister, but if you look on the inside, try to get this to where there's some sunlight going down in there. You can see, well, maybe you can't see, but that the shape of the bottom of that is actually, molded into the bottom of this, so it's actually not very thick in that area. And so looking at this, it actually looks kind of like it's split almost all the way across in there. So I think that'll be easy to fix with the welder, yeah, an aluminum welder on plastic. That'd work real good. No, my plastic welding kit, I think it'll be no problem to fix that right up. So I'm gonna let this dry out real good and get my welding kit out and get it ready and go ahead and weld that up. And I think before I do that, before I let it dry out, I'm gonna put the cap back on the bung there, and I'm gonna put some water in it and just look and make sure that is exactly where it's coming out. But that's the only place that I can visually see just looking at it. So I'm gonna do that real quick and just make sure, and then I'll drain it and empty it out, let it dry out, and then I'll weld it up. If you look, I can take my finger, wipe it over that, and it just fills right back up. Okay, so here's the seam that it's leaking out of, right along here. So maybe even that little gouge right there too. I don't know. I'm gonna doctor all this up with the plastic welding kit and see if that'll fix it. Okay, so here's the welding kit that I'm going to use. Picked this up at Harbor Freight several years ago. Used it for odds and ends. It works pretty good. It's not a professional kit or nothing like that, but it does get the job done. The one thing I've noticed is the heating element takes a while to heat up, get hot enough to actually melt anything, but once it gets hot, it does work. It does come with a pack of plastic welding sticks. They seem to work okay as well. Okay, so that's the weld on it there. See if I can get it in the sunlight, or maybe you can see it a little better. So I basically ran the weld from here all the way over to there, and it's already pretty much cool enough to the touch. But this will dry and harden, you know, as hard as plastic can be, and I think that'll work good. It's actually built up. You can see, if you look right here, you can see how much I actually built it up with that rod. I'd say it's probably, you know, close to 1/16 of an inch thick now on the bottom. That might make this a little uneven. In fact, I might put a couple of weld spots with that rod here and over here, just so it sets level. Maybe put a spot over here on all four corners, build it up the same height as that, so that so it'll set level. I think I'll go ahead and do that. Okay, so I've got it all hooked back up. and got all the valves turned on, and I am going to backwash it. Whenever you replace your sand, anytime you put new sand in it, you are supposed to backwash it for a good bit, because your new sand will be dirty, so you don't want that going into the pool. So I've got it on backwash, and I'm going to turn it on right now and let it backwash for a few minutes. As you can see how dirty the new sand is. So I'm gonna let that run for a little while, let it backwash it real good, and see what we got. Okay, so that pretty much fixed that. I do have a small leak right here around the collar, which that'll be easy enough just to tighten this collar up a little bit more, and that'll fix that. I don't see any leaks coming out of the bottom of it, so it looks like that did fix it. We'll see if it lasts, but it looks like it was successful. So thanks for watching, and if you like this video, don't forget to comment, subscribe, and give me a thumbs up. Thanks.